Is it just me, or are we getting a ton of great moments and entertainment this year? Because it's that time of week again, taking a look at the lighter side of the game, and once again, it's a full slate. So I'll just get right to it. I'll start in Edmonton, where we got the Battle of Alberta, and fittingly, a scrum broke out. But what is Kane doing to Anderson? The ref's like, dude, can you not? But Kane gets right back to it because, like a distracted parent trying to keep the peace, the ref is distracted by Uyghur over here grabbing the linesman. Now, sticking to Edmonton for a second, after McDavid hadn't scored in 9 games, he was asked about it.
Is it concerning at all? It's like you haven't scored in 9 games, or does it?
I've decided I'm just to see how many assists I can get. So I'm not going to shoot the puck anymore, and I'm not going to score any more goals.
So a cheeky response there, but after he would soon later score what was a game-winning goal against St. Louis, he was asked about it again.
You did decide to score, eh?
There was no one to pass to. I thought Hines would be on the backside, but quit on the play, I guess. So.
It's fun to see McDavid come out of his shell a bit. Over in Pittsburgh, during Sullivan's speech, we had Letang getting a good stretch in. We got Staal doing whatever this was.
These are superstars.
All right, that's enough of that. Sends caps, and I can't tell exactly who, but someone was upset with the linesman here.
Not happy with the linesman, as you could probably hear.
Then here's Geeky loosening up his muscles. Not sure what's going on here. Oh, come on, I said enough. What, Loustarinen too? What is happening? All right, how about we go to Vancouver, where with Boston coming to town, the Green Men announced their return for the first time in 8 years, and it was pretty great. I, of course, remember them from that classic Bruins-Canucks final, and seeing them come back, bringing the waffles back and all, great stuff. But speaking of throwbacks, how about Kipper the Kid? Remember this kid during warm-ups mimicking Kiprusoff? Well, with Kiprusoff getting his number retired, we got the return of Kipper the Kid, all growing up. He now paints masks, and he presented Kiprusoff with one, which was definitely pretty cool to see. But further yet, we now got a Mini Markstrom. Same idea, but with Markstrom during warm-up. Kind of full circle here, and Markstrom definitely can't get traded now, right? Speaking of jersey retirements though, earlier in the week, we saw number 7 retired for Chris Chelios, which in itself was insane, like the Super Bowl of days for Blackhawks fans, because it was also the return of Kane to Chicago. And so before the game, we got an interview which gave us this.
Sharpie would always make fun of me and say I was silver spoon-fed because I was a first overall pick and got all these opportunities. And I would always tell him, hey, you should have worked harder when you were a kid. He always liked that one, and he quieted it down pretty quickly after that.
Back in Washington now, we had Wilson and Hathaway whacking at each other, and of course, that escalated. But pan out, and it's Lapierre and Paling, just a couple of buds enjoying the show. I mean, you gotta love hockey. Speaking of scraps, take a look at Matt Rempe during warm-ups. I mean, this kid's been in the league just a handful of games. What a warrior. Headed over to Philly, who before playing the Lightning this week, tweeted this. Ironic, because there was a power outage mid-play. Now, we got plenty that came of this. There was players not knowing when to exit the penalty box.
And Tippett being told he's almost done serving his penalty. The players have no way of knowing.
I made a full video on it if you want to check it out, but it was certainly interesting to say the least. And staying in Philly for a sec, we got Torts distracted mid-interview.
Are those high whites? I like those. Yeah. I
didn't know he was a shoe guy, but heading over to Carolina, we had Ottinger skating away from the chaos behind him. I don't know, I just thought this was great. It gave me Joker walking away from the hospital, exploding behind him vibes. Then over in Seattle, and as strange as it sounds, they gave us a visual display of what the Pittsburgh Penguins season is this year, and I don't want to talk about it. Then this week, we had the Leafs trading for Lyubushkin, and so Morgan Riley had what was maybe the dad joke of the year.
Does it give a boost to the group when
Gives a boost, yeah. Yeah, it gives a good boost to the group.
So corny. Then how about this fan behind Patrick Waugh kindly questioning his decisions, which I'd love to see him keep that same energy if Patrick Waugh turned around. But then how about a goalie gaffe? Ullmark trying to send the puck down, pinballed it off of Eberle, who tucked it in, and tough luck for Ullmark here. In Anaheim, though, it's great luck for Lankinen. Puck off the post, dances its way along the line, and gets lights out. I mean, my goodness, talk about a game of inches. Not that it matters though, because when in doubt, just knock the net off. Still in Anaheim, but against the Devils now, who were pushing late, puck's loose, and Vetrano decides he'd seen enough. But there was only 2 seconds left in the game when he did this. So while the game would have been over, instead, we now got a penalty shot to tie the game. What theater? Well, no worries, Staal gave him nothing as Hughes doesn't even get a shot off. And finally, how about we end it with some great father-son content. Claude Giroux and his boy, who is an absolute goof. I mean, this kid had me rolling. But yeah, that's about it for this week. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it very much, and I will see you in the next one.